Honor Mines, game number 1. So we are in the second match of Group B at the second season of the Banshee Cup. We got Sven against Dynouh right now. Alright, so obviously we went through our round robin. We just were going full for the seeds with everything here, depending on the position that the teams got in the standings after the round robin. Now we're heading into the group stage. Group A already completed, and now we're continuing with Group B. Dynouh favorite with his team. They did really well in the round robin, so they are the favorites now going up against Team Sven, but we already saw some underdogs perform pretty well, so maybe Sven and his boys can step it up here today. What we're getting for now, though, is that battle between the two teams as they're trying to go into the winners match. Now, if you lose one best of 5 here in the group stage, it's not the end of the tournament for you, but we have an elimination process for sure. So we're doing a normal GSL style system. A plays versus B, C versus D. The losers face off against each other. The winners face off against each other, and then we have the elimination match. And essentially what happens, if you lose 2 matches, you're out. If you win 2 matches, you are going to the next round. So that's kind of what's going on here. We have, again, $2,500 in prize money for the Banshee. I once again want to thank Kevin Psychic here. Can't thank him enough for supporting Heroes Esports. The man is doing God's work. Way more than Blizzard ever has, in my opinion. So thanks to him, we have 1,500 for the top 3 in the tournament, and we have a bounty pool of $1,000. Now, I talked about bounties a lot, but in case that you're unfamiliar with the system, we are essentially incentivizing players to give themselves a handicap by doing any of the things that you're seeing right here. And if they complete a bounty, and so far we have 7 that were completed, if a bounty gets completed, they get a ticket for that bounty pool of $1,000. And then at the end of the tournament, depending on how many bounties were completed in total and how many bounties your team completed, you get a share out of that bounty pool that reflects that. And of course, you can make quite a bit of extra money with this. There are tons and tons of bounties that were attempted, but again, only 7 were successfully completed. So, heading into game number 1 between Dynouh and Sven. Let's see what we're getting. 100 Mines is our starting map, so this is one that we're actually dictating. We also have best of 5s now. We started in the round robin phase with best of 3 games. We get Hyde now on Urel, as it seems. So again, Hyde playing from Korea, so he's playing cross-server here on the European server. And we've also, of course, talked a lot about the American players that are participating in the tournament too. Here comes the ban on Hanzo, the final one for map number 1. Sylvana's also got the boot, which is pretty normal on 100 Mines, honestly, because she's super strong here. You can actually forego a lot of the early golems, and if you get one, of course, you can push even harder with her. So, yeah, great for her. But then again, now our picks, and what are we getting for the red team? We got Johanna as the main tank. Johanna plays always a nice combo, and we get Greymane here, which definitely helps you when you're trying to go for skulls within the mines. You can also get those pumpkins at the upper level. So, and of course you have the bullet to chunk down opponents' players, maybe target at front line a little bit, try and dive for Junkrat if you can take Dynouh out there. But our final 2 picks now as we're heading into the first map of the best of 5 series for the blue team. Danozovsky, the man who's been playing Tyrande a lot. Definitely going to see her again in the series, I'd say. But in game number 1, it's Stukov, and we get Cassia. Quick flip into a lurking arm as a potential play for them. And then Nano, last but not least. His Chromie is banned. Hanzo got banned, so definitely targeting him a little bit with the bans that they have here. But I assume that eventually he's going to be able to at least play one of them. So yeah, Nano likely going to jump on a mage. She's been playing, of course, a lot. But what's it going to be on Haunted Mines? And the answer is Zagara. Zagara is in the house. Something that Dynouh might have played later on Dragonshire, but Nano is first. So, could be a bounty. If they go into Nidus, it's a bounty attempt. And Team Sven has actually attempted a lot of bounties. I still expect more. Either way, let's go everybody. Game number 1 in the best of 5 series between Team Sven and Team Dynouh. First game in the best of 5 series. We have on the left Dynouh. On Junkrat, Danozovsky is playing Stukov. We get Hyde on Urel, Krankle on Garrosh, Jaden playing Cassia last but not least for the blue team. And over on the right side for Team Sven, we have Sven on Blaze, Captain Rex on Lucio, Ether on Greymane, Arion on Johanna, and Nano is playing Zagara. So, It's actually quite interesting because you could now, of course, go into Nidus on this map, which would be kind of fun. You can use it on the lower level and up at the top too. But I personally don't think that they're going to use that. As a global, it's kind of fun, but then at the same time, it's a bit of a problem because the follow-ups that we're getting potentially for a good Maw are pretty solid. You have a jet propulsion stun, you have also Jojo with a blessed shield, with a condemned that can be used there. So highly unlikely that we're going to get Nidus. I gotta give it though to Team Sven. They've been trying to do stuff in the past already, so it would be kind of funny if they already attempted it here in game number 1. Time will tell. I'm doubtful, but hey, I can always hope, right? So, as we're heading into the first game, Dynouh, as I already pointed out, with his team, they are obviously the favorites here. I've been talking a little bit about the round robin, and in the round robin, Sven's team got 7th place in, 6th place in the standings. Team Dynouh got 3rd, so they're not too far apart, but Dynouh's team is definitely the favorite here in all of this. Now, if you haven't really followed a lot of it, I already highlighted that we have like additional statistics about hero win rates and other things, and also about how the tournament goes in Discord. So there is a Discord link in the description if you want to check that out. And of course also links for more information to the tournament itself in case you haven't caught that yet. I mentioned it in the past, but for people that just tune in, maybe it might be noteworthy. But let me go real quickly over the standings after the round robin. Well, first let's wait for Jojo because she's down. So first blood for Team Dynouh. So Banana H was able to lock in first place. Ultralisk came in second. Dynouh, as already pointed out, was 3rd place after the round robin was over. And it shows here as they're picking up their 2nd kill. Equaza came in with his team as 4th place. Lopaka on number 5. Sven on number 7. Masquerade. Sven on number 6. I've made this mistake now twice. Apparently I can't count anymore. So yeah, 5 into 6, Khaldor, not 7. Today we learn. Okay, so Sven 6th. I mean, what the hell? And we got Masquerade on number 7 and Gia on number 8. Like, what on earth? I swear to God. Still not drunk. Still not drunk. Didn't even have a cremaet today. Now, in case that you heard me talk about this before, cremaet is probably my favorite drink in Spain, and it's very typical for the Valencia region. You don't usually get it anywhere else in Spain. You get variations of it, but cremaet is amazing. So what you can imagine, just like picture a shot glass, like one of the bigger shot glasses, not the tiny ones where you just get a vodka in. And in that you have rum with honey or sugar. The rum gets burned and you get an espresso shot in there. And that tastes absolutely amazing. Now, first of all, optically, it looks incredible before you mix it all up. It's like several layers that you have. The foam at the top, then the coffee, and then at the bottom you get like the rum. And it's just such an amazing drink. I absolutely love it. So that's my favorite. But today I didn't even have that. So yeah, I can't even use that as an excuse. Apparently my mind is getting scrambled a little bit here. From all the amazing plays that we saw in the previous match. And if you haven't checked that out, you definitely should. So the mines are up, and we have now 3 kills to 0. So the blue team is definitely getting some early game damage in, some nice early game moves. Stuka finds himself alone with this big arm trying to slap some of those poor mine minions around. But the rest of the team is already helping out. So they get the initial lead, making their move right there. And there's that. And maybe the reason is really that Sven looks a little bit like 7, so 7, Sven, 6, and like, I'm going with that. That seems like it's as good as any other excuse that I can muster right now, so yeah, it's 100% that. I was looking at, you know, Team Sven and 7, and so 6 just doesn't vibe with that. Let's go with that. That sounds good to me. Fantastic. Jojo, by the way, apparently she's also aiming for either 6 or 7 deaths because she's racking them up pretty quickly. That's number 2 already, and we're only 4 minutes into the game. So, yep. With that, we have also level 7 on the board for Team Dynouh. But yeah. 9, 7. No. It's 7. Ah, don't confuse me here. Adi, not today. So, 35 to 36. The big boss is still up down at the bottom of the map. Another quick flip this time against Blaze. They're hoping for another kill. 4 to 0 now in total, and they're working on number 5. And, well, oh, maybe now finally the counter kill. Cranked is in trouble at the front, but Garrosh is able to get away. And, yeah, they're pushing out. Urel is down at the bottom of the map, dealing with Greymane right now and doing her thing here. And all the way at the top. Yep, the action is still coming in. Frankel with a flank, another flip, a stun, maybe now? They were trying to take Blaze out early and it didn't work out, but now in their second attempt they're able to finally get that kill. Good for them, 5 kills to 0. They're still having Greymane battling it out with Urel at the bottom of the map, but everybody else is starting to move towards the middle and now finally attempting to get, of course, that boss here. So, neat! Yep, sweet move. Trying to make their plays, trying to get some action going, and trying to get that big golem that will allow you to go through the first wall, and maybe the fourth. Zagara, Nano, using that opportunity in that free space at the top lane to take down the entire wall and putting all of those Banelings to good use. And the Roaches, of course, as well. 5 kills to 0 over here, as the next little move is being made with Siege Giants now. But it's a 64 to 36 stack golem. Always a percentage play, of course. We have also the growing infestation. I wonder if Stukov uses that as a pickup line. Yeah, he has a growing infestation in his pants, I can tell you that much. So, all lurking arm for him right now. Very likely also going for, I mean, again, follow-ups on level 13. With level 1, we've already had him straight with a low blow here. That joke was a low blow, I admit that. But hey, apparently I can't count today, so I have already excuses. There's definitely something going on here. Level 10, it's really a problem for Team Sven, let's be honest. Because right now you get level 10 for the opponent, they're already pushing in. And then on top of that, you know, of course, also looking at a big golem that is trying to take down your fort. So this one should be lost 100%. Anything else would absolutely shock me. They are just crushing this with ease. We still have Urel not picking up her ult, which is a bit weird to me, but Hyde picks on the defender. Okay, off we go. Just waiting for one moment here, but anyways. With that, the first fort is gone, and they're even going for the wall. The interesting part is that the top fort is also going to get destroyed. So essentially, that's an even trade. That's kind of disappointing. If I want to give them... well, they're getting more kills. 6 kills to 0, just as I was about to say that the red team did a great job on this. There's more, by the way. Where is that follow-up? There's the triple stun, and yeah, goodbye. That's how you get a triple kill, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. Easy triple. And this is exactly the play that I highlighted earlier. Once again, making sure my prophetic abilities are here. The Church of Khaldor, Cock for short, is once again showing its power. So, yeah. Exactly the play that I called out earlier. Look at this. Triple more. And even, yeah, there's the stun. And then the follow-up. And bam! All of them gone. This is exactly how we want to execute this in order to win it big. So yep, nicely done. Really, really well played. I mean, first obviously the hit from Nano itself, which was fantastic, and then the follow-up. Captain Rex is trying to escape, and nope. Nope. I mean, my man tried. He was actually doing pretty good initially, but I was like, when he started to move down and then towards the left, I was like, maybe this is going to backfire on him. But yeah, the slows were a bit too much for him to handle, so kind of unfortunate. Obviously, blue team still very aggressive. They did fantastic in the early game, and then it was just that big fight that they lost. The beautiful setup that we saw from Nano. And now, Garrosh disappears. Frankel is gone. Immediately. Yeah, another more. This time it hits 2. They're trying to follow up on it. The slaps are happening as well. And they still get the kill on Cassia. And now they're following up on Hyde. And even with the ult, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out of this. Tries to escape down into the mines. Hobbity hop. A little space goat. Yeah, Urel trying to escape. He actually gets out, isn't he? Oh, no, no. Clutch. Okay. Urel escapes. Good for Hyde. Juke Master 2000 today. Juke City, baby! Level 13. But I gotta give some credit to Team Sven. I like it. They were really struggling at the beginning. They lost way too many heroes, and now, you know, they're bringing the game back slowly and steadily, one play at a time. The next set of mine stacks of minions is already here. So, yeah, we are getting ready for a little bit more of a potential play through the bot lane. Through the bottom layer of the map, as they're now all looking to get the lead in minions so that they can get the big golem again. 38 have already been collected by Team Sven. Blue team is starting to catch up, but they're also trying to still push structures. Every time they can get Zagara onto a lane, good for them. Sven, by the way, nearly dying here, so Cassia did a great job with defense. But yeah, 44, very, very good moves so far from Team Sven here. Bit of a leading experience to the name too. Now, Greymane at the top, when you get him on structures, he can obviously more or less do the same thing as Zagara and really just chunk it down. But here comes 20,000 damage now for Zagara, 31,000 for Cassia. And the blue team is beelining it straight towards the golem. Now, the red team is going to pick up on that very quickly. Crankle is currently trying to anchor the play as he is staying here down here. Yeah, wants to slow them down a little bit and maybe even guarantee them a kill. And boy, oh boy, Lucio! That was a nice disappearing trick that he performed there. Pretty impressive. Yeah. Insta-kill. And they're getting all of the skulls. Okay. Another... Yeah, well, maybe calling it a big golem is overdoing it a bit. 56 to 44. It's not bad, but, you know, it's not the biggest difference. I always love, by the way, that you can see stuff through there. It's like especially amazing. I mean, Junkrat's trap is still right there, but it's always fun when you see heroes fighting down there. When there's some action happening at the top and at the bottom at the same time. 8 to 6 kills now. Zagara on 13 went into Spell Shield. And are they pushing at the top again? Seems like it. Blaze at the bot lane. This time going up against Junkrat. So, yeah. Party up. Big hits are coming. My man with the big arm, not talking Stukov this time. Golem is also hitting like a truck. So once again, they're getting zoned away. Zagara is doing her best to keep the Golem at bay, but they're going to lose another fort here. This fort is going to be lost. And the only question remains is what happens down at the bottom of the map. Is each team losing a fort again? Are they just trading? Or is the blue team now able to leverage some of their advantages and get actually ahead here? That's the next one. I mean, right there, that fort's gone. Bottom fort, on the other hand, I think this is also going to get destroyed. Junkrat is trying to defend here, but yeah, maybe they can catch Blaze now. They should be able to catch Blaze. The entire blue team is already on its way, and he is getting pushed further and further towards the left, so yeah, not going to make it. And they're getting another kill. They pick Lucio up again. Lucio, I mean, again, this is the second time that he just insta-died. They're trying to go for Blaze. It's a 5 versus 4. Crankle is a bit low, so they're looking for a counter kill. Blaze, by the way, is about to escape. They're losing other heroes instead, as it seems. They can't decide who to go for. They're trying to go for Zagara. Okay, Zagara's a bit low. Jojo also. They kill Greymane. They kill Zagara. And they are about to take Johanna down too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what just happened is that Blaze was about to die. The red team tried to help him. And instead, everybody died but Blaze. They literally lost the entire... They saved Blaze. I mean, congratulations. But they lost the entire team. They lost everybody. Everybody with the exception of Blaze. They could have just let him die and the others would have survived. But now, everybody got dropped but Blaze. I mean, good for Sven. Save the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Save him. But I'm not sure if that was really worth it. I'm actually pretty sure it wasn't. Oh boy. So, yeah. Anyways. 41,000 damage for Cassia. 33,000 for Zagara. Forts lost on both sides. Keeper's taken some damage already. But it's a bit of a wild one right now. Pretty interesting development that we're getting. It's not quite what I expected when all of this started to play out. So, yeah. Either way. Question that of course still remains is, can the red team slowly bring this back a bit? I mean, they're definitely going to try here, but it's hinging on the next objective. Because this is going to push, if I'm not mistaken, for the blue team down to the bot lane. And this is where they already damaged the keep pretty significantly. So yeah, there's an opportunity to take the first keep out if it gets to that point. Attacks are already coming. Nice, they're trying to go again for Crankle. But not able to pick up that kill. So, Crankle still alive and kicking. For now, gets a heal in last moment, but this was a little bit too much for him to handle then after all. So yes, Crankle gets destroyed, and they're losing Stukov too. Garrosh, Stukov, they both fall. And all of this coincides with the skulls being available in the lower level once more. So this is exactly the opportunity that they've been looking for. Now there's a chance. Now they can make their moves, come in here and start to take the big golem and maybe bring this game back after all, especially if they're able to get some kills here. Which is unlikely. But Lucio has already started to overchase a few times earlier, so yeah. Golem is still up, so that's at least something that they know. But it's not going to be up there for long. Because the lead is already there. They got 56, they're going with Jojo for the next few. Nano is starting to attack the golem itself. Arian, the one that moves over to take the final side camps out. So they might even walk away with 100-0. Blue team really wants to fight for it on the other hand. But we already have 83 skulls. 86 in the hands of the red team. Yeah, they're going to try and claim this now. Yeah, gets about to be taken. 12-8. Yes, the fight once again. Lurking Arm coming through with a growing infestation, shutting them down big time. But everybody moves away. Triple more. They want the follow-up. No! They mistimed it, and now Sven is dead. They got a bit too greedy there. Oh, they weren't quite... They wanted to retreat, then they saw the triple more. They thought that they could follow up and get maybe a few more kills out of it. But instead, they just lost Blaze. Oh, boy. I honestly wonder what they could have done with that 90-10 golem setup that they now have if they had Blaze with it. It's 30 seconds until he's back, but... Oh, man. That, by the way, is just an oversized minion. That's not a golem. Yeah, this is not a golem. This is a disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace for all. This is a baby skull golem. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Greymane just whacking away at it. This bad boy, on the other hand, obviously is going to aim for the keep. And they're actually fighting with them. They're trying to slow them down a bit. And make sure that they are, that they're at least delayed. Blue team has picked up the camp though. Blaze is back. But the keep is not going to fall. This was a big opportunity to take a keep down. Huge opportunity for them. But as you can obviously tell, it ain't happening. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, not working. So down it goes. They're gonna take the golem out. The keep has taken damage. So it's essentially it's an identical situation for the two teams. Kill count is different. But the rest, the same experience, same structural position on the map. Nearly level 20. Really interesting first game for this best of 5. Yeah. And where's the damage actually for Zagara? Zagara's at 52,000 damage, just trailing a little bit behind Cassia, who's at 54,000 already. So, yeah, not too shabby. So, with that, we now have the 20 talents starting to kick in. It's Seraphim once again. Zagara also completing her quest, by the way, so now done with the level 1 as the pack instincts after going into corrosive saliva. Blaze upgrading the bunker, fortifying that thing. Here comes the jump from Junkrat. Dynouh's hopping into the battle as they're all poking, and well, blue team is pausing the game. Doesn't seem like they lost anybody here, so nobody dropped from what I can tell. Not quite sure what's going on. Maybe, I don't know. Probably just some audio problems. That's usually what causes all of this. Maybe somebody has a little bit of lag. Obviously, with Hyde playing from Korea, there's also the chance that he is experiencing some issues. And you really want to prevent that before the big team fight happens. If they need a moment here, then that's all fine with me. Because that next battle could already decide the game. Keep in mind, we have at the top one keep that has already been dropped rather low. And then on the right side, we have the exact same thing. So if there's a big team fight right now, and you lose it, this game could end. If we have a similar situation to what happened earlier, where Zagara hit the triple more, and then they were following up with a stun on Blaze, that could immediately lead to 2-3 kills, and then it's basically game over. It doesn't even necessarily... I mean, it could just be a fight out of nowhere, honestly. If one team just feels, okay, we have the better position here, we can force somebody into it. Maybe Junkrat is able to catch somebody, or a good Maw, a good ult from Johanna. The teams will very likely try and play this slow and wait for the next objective and then look for an opportunity there. But if anybody just pokes out a bit too far, they're gonna get punished. there it is. 30 seconds. 30 seconds until we have the next one up on the map. And it's party time. Get ready. I don't think that catapults are going to play too much of a role here on the surface. Yeah, but they are going to try and get the objective here. And obviously the Hydralisks are in pain right now. Nice play into the wall, but Greymane was able to jump out. With his mobility here to get away. So yeah, good for him. Ether, Sven already sitting tight here. Blue team is down in the lower levels. And they're trying for the same play as they did previously. They're keeping Garrosh right there at the entrance. So that if anybody tries to take a quick peek, he can hit him, flip him over, and kill him the way that they did with Lucio earlier. So they are making their way towards the top. And that allows them to take the lead in Skulls. So we already have them at 45. So no matter what happens here, they're at least not going to fall behind too far. Yeah, looking at 53, they already have the advantage, no matter what goes on. But it's all about the kills now. Lurking arm once again, Stukov interrupted, bunker on the ground, Zagara trying to get the damage through, as we have a lot of displacement. Junkrat, Garrosh, both of them mega active, trying to isolate some targets. Jojo gets caught, targeted, focused, and falls. Johanna gone. 4th time now that she has fallen. Only Lucio has died more on the red team. And Hyde jumping in. Yeah, the more. Oh, and Hyde gets killed. Jumped out a little bit too far, and then all of a sudden Sven on Blaze turns around, hits the jet propulsion, and Zagara is like, see ya. Gets the damage connected and drops him. 71,000, she's top damage in the game now, thanks to her 16 and 20. They're crushing it, but Blaze gets killed. So yeah, after that quick release, we have now Sven's team suffering another setback. Still a lot of poke happening, also from Junkrat, as he's trying to get his top damage numbers back. 6 kill difference. On the top, nothing really happens. Nothing's really going on. There's no pressure. But with Lucio getting also dropped, and now even Ether potentially falling. Scratcher potentially. He's gone already. The Riptide is going to wreck Zagara. Yeah, Nano, well, survives thanks to this level 13. Tries to escape. And I suppose that eventually, I think if Cassia would have followed, she might have been able to get the kill. But Jojo was ready to help out. Now at the bottom, we already have the fight spawning up. I kind of like that view. I always thought it was kind of funny. So, yeah. The angle is sometimes a little bit awkward, but as you can see, they're going for all the skulls down here, making all the big plays on it, and that is now 98 to 2 skulls. That golem is going to murder people, and they're stealing the siege giants too. It's still a 5 versus 3 on the map. They are preparing for the final push. That's what they're trying to do here. Prepare for the final push, make it work right here, right now, and yeah, try and take the W, of course, in game number 1 of this best of 5 series, and take the big lead here. Now, they've always been the team that had the lead there, essentially. But yeah, let's see. Well, the lead, they were the favorites. They were the favorites. They were the team that we were expecting to do well here. But here comes the attack. Oh, and Cassia, careful. Girl, you gotta be really careful. The fight hasn't even properly started yet, and you're already starting to drop some hit points. So yeah, you gotta be careful on this one. But the attack keeps coming, and yeah, let's see. How far can they go with this one? They're trying to end the game here. There's also siege giants at the bottom of the map that are damaging another keep, so both of the keeps might essentially fall. So they're trying to do their best here. But boy, it's getting nasty. Yep, it definitely is. Here comes the attack again for the top side keep. The golem is down to 50%. More hits in the back against 2. Can they get the kill? They need it. Bottom keep is about to go down, and they get the kill. They actually do. They actually get a kill. Here's the opportunity. Make the play and try to defend at least your core. Keep number 1 is gone. Keep number 2 has fallen, so now only the core is up. But with a 5 versus 4, they should be able to at least defend here. And this is exactly what they're currently doing. Defend, defend, defend. Make the play, stay alive, and try to fight another day. Good for them. Yep. There's the opportunity to maybe somehow bring this game back. Now, it is gonna be difficult, to say the least. I mean, yeah, this is not gonna be easy in any way, shape, or form. This is going to be I mean, honestly, this is... I don't want to say it's like impossible. There's still a chance that he can make a proper player for, of course, for it. But it's not going to be easy in the slightest. This is going to be super tricky. They have to be out on the map. They have to be really aggressive with all of this. Have to try and push the fight. Like, they have to fight. They have to always, like, bring the pain right now, bring the battles, bring the fights towards the opponent. And they're doing it! They're actually doing it! They go for Cassia, they go for Junkrat. Are they really turning this? This is starting to be insane. Like, what the hell? They have a chance to go for the top side keep and take it out. It's already taken damage, but this is incredible. This is big. This is absolutely huge. Massive opportunities here from the red team to turn the game around and absolutely start that comeback. Maybe even end the game here. Now it's a 5 versus 3 in favor of Team Sven. I mean, how? What the hell? Team Sven is going berserk mode here. It's incredible. They somehow turned the game around. All the keeps were already lost and they were nearly suffering the loss of the game at their core, but then they got that one kill. The one kill, and now they're building on it and they're winning the game. Insane. Team Sven with a massive play and massive performance. Dynouh falls, the core is about to get destroyed. What a turnaround here. Kudos to the red team for making this happen. 6.5 out of 10 moment in game number 1 of this best of 5. Awesome stuff. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Map number 2. Alterac Pass. And honestly, I still have trouble believing that we have a 1-0 lead for Team Sven. I really thought that game was over. Big Golem, make the play for core. Even if they don't end, I looked at this and I was like, alright. Both keeps are down. Core's actually taking a little bit of damage. It's over. Right now, we just gotta play it safe, but there should be no way for Team Sven to force them into continuous fights. But they picked up kill after kill and ended up winning the first map. I don't really think that Team Dynouh had that necessarily on their bingo card either, because I think they kind of... Again, I'm obviously assuming here. I don't know. But it really seemed to me a little bit like they kind of checked out for a moment after that as well, where they were like, alright boys, now we got it. That was the moment. We have the big lead at this point. Yeah, we are going to take it. And yeah, it just... Team Sven, the only thing that they could do, they had to pin them down. They had to attack. They had to be aggressive. Anything that involved them waiting and playing it a bit more passive would have ended in a long, drawn-out loss, and a painful one at that. So, yeah, it's kind of nasty. Anyways, the bans are coming through. Keep our draft rule also in mind. You cannot play, or a hero cannot be played more than once within a series. So, yeah, that means that the 10 heroes that you just saw on the first map are not being available anymore. We have Alterac Pass, so a big map. Kind of curious if somebody's picking up a Nubarak to try and cheese maybe the objective a little bit every now and then, if they can do that. But yeah, Muradin comes in, so he's the first one that gets locked in for Krankle. It's going to be Stormbolt time. And every single time that I see Muradin now for them, I'm honestly looking at Dynouh, because Dynouh has been playing Tyrande time and time again now. And I really like the way that he plays it. Normally I have quite some problems with Tyrande. We've seen very successful ones, don't get me wrong. But she can be a very big weak point in your comp when your opponent has big mobility. Now, when we are going into this, then the question is, like, if they, assuming that they, you want to play Tyrande, the question is always on which map do you do it. Now, if you have a channel map, you can use the Owl also for interrupts. That's not the case on Alterac Pass. You can still use it for scouting information and a lot, but let's see if they're actually going for Tyrande or not. Either way, Tracer's in. That removes another very agile hero, but there is Genji already on the other side, so maybe Tyrande not really the best pick for this, and they go Malfurion. Personally, I still would expect that they are going for, I don't know, Tyrande later on in the series. But yeah, so Tracer, Malfurion, you have 2 out of the 3. The holy trinity of Tracer players. Normally, of course, you want to have, or like for a long time, you wanted to have your Tyrael there for the extra shield. That's, well, get those bans in. And we get Sylvanas. Wah wah. Poor Sylvanas. in her own tournament. Yeah, in case that you actually don't know, Banshee Cup was named after Sylvanas. Because Kevin, who makes all of this possible here, as I explained in the first game, he is Sylvanas one trick. The man has on his main account, it's only his main account, I don't even know how many games he has on his Smurfs. But on his main account, I believe he has 8,000 Sylvanas games now. So, yeah, obviously, he's a Sylvanas fanboy, which means this is the Banshee Cup. All hail the Banshee Queen. So that's what we're getting. And Varian gets banned too. Obviously you have Tracer, so Varian coming in with a bit of a taunt. Yeah, want to make sure that is not a thing. It's probably the worst case scenario for her. Any kind of stuns against heroes like Tracer is always the best thing that can happen. And we get ETC! Main tank ETC as it seems, since they're picking up Sonya in the same double pick. Okay. That leaves us also with the last two. What's Hyde gonna play on the side lane? The Korean player has been playing the offlaner in essentially every single game that they've played so far. Has been his role from start to finish. So, yeah, Hyde and Jaden, we need a bit more damage. We need a good side laner. ETC as the main tank is also going to be very interesting. And here on Aldrich. Also, nobody going for Nubarok, by the way. Hanzo and Chen. Okay, Hyde for a Chen pick on the side lane. I like it. Barrel them away. Top kick plays for sure from him. And that leaves us with Ether. Last but not least, a bit more damage is needed. So far they only got Genji. Could go triple melee, I guess, with ETC at the front. But yeah, they have to deal now with Hanzo's arrow as well, of course. So, final pick as we're heading into game number 2. Can Team Sven take a lead here? It would be a bit upset. There is Chromie. Ether with Chromie, and we are good to go. Aldrich pass, second map in the best of 5. Let's go. Game number 2. Dynouh and his boys, they gotta accept that they've just lost a pretty insane first game, which is still incredibly surprising to me. Not something that I thought would happen, but it actually did. So yeah, it is what it is. They gotta accept it, they gotta move on, they gotta try and see what they can do right now. For the time being, what we have is Dynouh on Tracer, Danozovsky on Malfurion, going into Broccoli! Vengeful Roots, I like it! Jane on Hanzo, Crankle on Muradin, we get Hyde on Chen, and on the right side, Sven with Sonya. We have Captain Rex on Brightwing, Ether on Chromie, Arian on ETC, and Nano is playing Genji. Okay, so far so good. Oh, first, I love Broccoli. Broccoli is always kind of fun. It's a little bit memey, but if you actually turn Broccoli into Groot, that's obviously the dream, right? That's always what you're trying to go for if you somehow can. And question is, can they here? But if it happens, it's always fun. If all of a sudden Malfurion, you know, turns into a bit of a monster that is able to get tons and tons of damage out, I mean, that would be absolutely hilarious. I would love it if that would be a thing. But for now, it's just a big map where teams are starting to go into position, slowly start to make a couple of moves here, of course, in an attempt to maybe get the first kill of the game, go for a couple of structures. It's like general control that they're attempting to establish here. So, yeah, slowly, steadily, one move at a time. I mean, right now, what we're also getting is just them hoping to well, get a bit of a lead, maybe with the camp they can obviously still take here. So that's one thing that you can already start to make a bit of a move of. Over on the top right, we have in the meantime also a camp taken from the red team. I mean, obviously you want to take this whenever you can, as quickly as possible. We've talked a lot about this in the past. Outside of the boss, it's the only camp on the map, and it's a pretty impactful one at that. So, yep, let's see how much value they're going to get out of this. But, well, that's said and done. Hyde at the top, currently up against Brightwing. Here in the middle, fights continue. 0 Broccoli stats, that just makes me sad. Needs to follow up on Muradin's stuns if he can, or just hit a few here, but yeah, so far we are at 0. We need more Broccoli stats. We just need to turn him into a full-on Groot and make that happen. Make it a thing. Absolutely murder people with the Vengeful Roots here. It would be kind of funny. Again, stacking quests in general are kind of fun, but some of them are a little bit more fun than others. So yeah, let's go. Full-on Groot. But let's see if we're going to get value from him. I'm going to keep an eye on Malfurion and his damage numbers as we're heading into the late game. I mean, if this is going to go to a late game, to a long game, 20 talents on both sides. It could be kind of fun. We need to bribe that intern on Blizzard's side that every now and then is fixing a typo and then releases a new patch, and tell him to add a level 20 talent for Broccoli. Can you imagine some kind of awesome level 20 talent for that? Like you combo your level 1 and then on level 20 all of a sudden you can control the Treant. You have basically a mini monstrosity or something, and with all of the damage in the fights you can of course start to just chuck people down. That would be amazing. I mean, so many good ideas here for years now, and Blizzard just doesn't take the hint. It's honestly sad. ETC gone. I mean, one of the biggest ideas that we ever had was just make Abathur a little bit more viable. We need a proper melee build for viable, and I talked about this for a long time. I have the perfect idea for it. We need a new level 10 ability. We call it Bitch Slap, and if you tunnel next to somebody and then you just slap them, you can one-hit them, or two-hit them. So yeah, make it happen. Like, Blizzard, just let's take the idea. Bitch Slap on level 10 and melee Abathur is a thing. And think about the opportunities. Medivh Abathur. All of a sudden, everybody runs away from the slug. You play Stitches with a hook into Abathur. Think about the combos. The opportunities are endless. So many good ideas, and we could have saved this game, guys, I'm telling you. So, yeah. 2 kills to 0 and a first objective. I mean, it seems like Team Dynouh got a little bit mad. Not quite sure if I can blame them for getting angry, because game number 1 would certainly make me angry if I would be on the blue team. But they are really trying to just smack him down early on in game number 2, as they're aiming for the top now. Bit of a flank from ETC, but Sonya's already dead, and even before ETC arrived, things are already starting to turn to shit for them. It's tricky. 3 kills to 0, decent damage from the objective. Obviously not a whole lot, because this is still objective number 1. So it's not like these cavalry units are all of a sudden super powerful. They will get better as the game continues, but for now, wall gets destroyed, entire thing here is demolished. They're getting damage in on the fort, and I mean, again, what more do you want here? You get some fort damage already at the 5-minute mark. Down at the bottom of the map, you have done some damage to the walls at the top, in the middle. It's about as good as it gets. Mega early objective and value. So, not much more that you can demand in a situation like this. So, good stuff. Now, on top of that, blue team obviously now in the driver's seat. I mean, yeah, they are very clearly in the driver's seat from here on out. They have to see how much work they can do here. With level 10 potentially, if they snowball this forward. If they can maybe... I mean, look at that fort at the bot lane. That's at less than 50% HP. It's about as good as it gets for a first push. So, pretty awesome stuff. And with level 10, if you wanted to go for the quick fort, you could. We have also Muradin with Skullcracker starting to annoy Captain Rex a little bit. We have Captain Rex and Commander Rex right now. This is not confusing at all, by the way. I'm just glad that they don't play on the same team here. That would just be crazy. So at least they're playing different heroes and different roles, or this would be even more of a problem. But level 10 kicks in, that gives us the arrow. Twilight Dream even for Malfurion, so not interested in Tranquility. And Crankle is going for Haymaker. Playmaker, baby! That's a lot of displacement now. We get Playmaker and we get the Keg. So, talking about going for some big plays. Muradin was trying to go for Brightwing at the bottom of the map, but good for Brightwing, able to get out. Stormbot at least hits. Dynouh. They are all low. But they are able to escape. So, yeah. Little bit nice reaction from Dynouh. Really nice reaction. That was nearly the end of him. Yeah, that could have been the end of Tracer there. But good job by him surviving through that. That could have been an utter disaster. So Dynouh with some sweet moves for now. Top side still getting pressured. Yeah, Sven getting the attacks through. But suffice it to say that so far it's really been the blue team that has made the big moves here. I mean, not only are they heavily ahead when you're just looking at the kills, they have even experience. Structurally, they've taken the advantage. So the next objective is going to determine a lot here once the team starts to actually go for it and start to make a couple of plays here. Hyde is now all the way up at the top, starting to make a play to secure the lane here and the XP. Bosses are also up on the maps. That's another one that we can talk about later. I mean, this essentially means that if teams can sneak in and get one of those... Yeah, you see, Captain Rex is already checking. Double checking if maybe the blue team is making some moves here. So far they don't. They are, on the other hand, hovering around the objective, so they're definitely thinking about grabbing that. Yeah. And in the middle. Maybe now. Broccoli, by the way, only 4. I'm actually a little bit sad right now. Sad move. Malfurion gets attacked, and he's only... Not only does he die... Well, actually, does he die? No, he doesn't. He dies. Still 4 kills to 0. Not a single kill for the opponent's team. Broccoli misses. Sonya is dead. Kill number 5. Damn. And they're going for Chromie, and she's dead too. Kill number 6, number 7, and Dynouh's team is on a tear. These guys are on the warpath. Holy hell. But yeah, so the big kick is happening. And in addition to that, as I already mentioned, not only do we have that massive momentum for Team Dynouh, they're going for boss, they're going to go to the objective. I mean, they're playing a little bit greedy at this point. We can't really blame them given the way the game is going. But let's just be honest, they are taking some risks, which is fine. But they might walk away with all of it here. The sad part, which I again was talking about just as all of this happened, is that Malfurion does only have 4 or 5 stacks. So yeah, they go for the top, they try to take it here, boss is about to be stolen. Yeah, I called it a second ago. We talked about it. They're taking some risks, and it's fine to take a risk, but then you can't complain when all of a sudden you know you're getting crushed a bit. Big stun. Big stun from Hanzo. Huge arrow. Can they follow up with a kill? Not so sure on that yet, but we also have the cavalry unleashed against. The boss is fighting at the top. Cavalry is coming in. The arrow wasn't followed up properly. Hyde! Oh, he dies. Hyde is dead. Sonya. Oh, Tracer is also gone. Yeah, they're overstepping. They went too greedy. They went too greedy. They lost the boss. They tried to go for another fight. At least the cavalry is doing some damage. The question is always just how much. It's the second objective after all. Also helpful for defense at the top, which means that the fort doesn't even fall. But it's a 3 versus 5 on the map. Blue team hasn't even given up on kills yet, but it also might mean that they're losing Malfurion now, and but that's the case. So that's 3 kills that the red team has now picked up, courtesy of some semi-greedy plays. They still get the fort in the middle, and they can destroy the fort at the bottom of the map now too. So that's 2 forts out thanks to the objective. But the red team is back to business. They are in the lead in experience actually now that we're talking about it. So, yeah, too greedy. Again, you can try it, you can try and make the greedy play there. It might work out for you, and then of course you're snowballing the game even harder, but now they are suffering an experience disadvantage. Good arrow again, short distance from Jaden. Just trying to slow them down a bit. The idea obviously just to stop them from chasing too hard. We have 7 kills to... It's kind of funny to me. 7 kills to 3 and the blue team is behind in experience. Now to be fair, they have of course now taken some of the structures out, which means that passive experience is now increasing. So the passive experience gains that we're getting from the blue team are superior. But yeah, hero experience, like really the minion experience where Nano and his team have done a little bit better on this. It's just kind of funny. Just imagine if the same happens as we already saw in game number 1, and all of a sudden Sven and his boys, you know, just like turn it around, flip the script on Dynouh's team, and win game number 2 as well. That would be pretty bananas if they could do anything like that. Because again, Dynouh's team is the favorite. They had a way better round robin phase. But I love setbacks like this. I love when the underdog just comes in and says like, yeah, you know what, we actually don't care. So in this case, they're trying to go for a second boss. Now they have a few more heroes around, and also they have more heroes in the vicinity that could come in and help out if they were really needed. So it is one that they are definitely going to get. So yeah, good for them. They're picking up another one here. 16 versus 16, so even talents again on the 2 teams. But with the boss taken at the bottom of the map, it's of course unquestionable that we need some resources from Sven's team to be spent at the bottom of the map so that they can defend their keep. You don't want to lose too much there. So they're meeting it early, trying to take it on. The objective is also popping up, so that would give an initial lead to Dynouh's team if they would make that play, and it seems like they are. But they also want that fort at the top. Want to eliminate the final one and remove that fountain, which makes it, if they get it, which they do, so much harder for their opponents to actually take position around the objective here. So, yep. Off we go. Plays are being made here. Another couple of hits are already coming as they're going for the objective once again. Trying to make some quick moves here. Let's see how much further with that they can go. Is anybody trying to force the fight? No, just yet. I mean, not a single fort standing anymore on the red team side, so catapults will eventually start to push them back a bit. Yep, so that's another thing that they gotta deal with. Already, Chen gets attacked, and there's the ult from ETC. It's party time, and that arrow just came in a bit too late. Nothing to be done there. Chen is gone, and Team Sven. I like it. They are building momentum up. Now, again, still arguably behind, of course, still in structures, and you can also see that it's starting to make a little bit of a difference with the passive experience, but now that they have a 5 versus 4, they're trying for the objective, and if they're winning the third one, those raiders that they'd spawn would for sure help them to take those forts out. So yep, there's some potential here. We have 36,000 damage, Muradin is dead too, Team Sven, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, what the hell? This is big! 40,000 damage for Hanzo. Brother against brother as Genji is trying to slowly poke. And they're going for the objective. They want this one. There's a lot of pressure, of course, thanks to all that was taken previously. Chen is back, but they're gonna get the objective. Barring any kind of crazy development here, the objective is gonna be claimed. They're even hoping for additional kills, and they got close. It's 20 seconds. Muradin is not going to be back to help them out in the fight here, so unless they can somehow delay and delay and delay, which I just don't see, this one is going to be taken. Big arrow, nice one. Connects in the back with Brightwing. Tracer came in, tried to connect the bomb, couldn't. So, yeah, objective is definitely going to be claimed by them, and I don't see a counter kill just now. Chromie instead. Oh, well, the keg! Tracer! Tracer is dead. They're still staggering deaths, and now they lose Malfurion. It's one staggered death after another. Muradin is back, and all of a sudden, Malfurion is down. 7 kills to 7. What is happening? Team Dynouh is starting to drop the ball heavily. The lead in experience once again for the boys in red, and this is starting to get insanely dangerous. I mean, very, very dangerous now for the blue team, because they're gonna lose their 2 forts. Those forts are gonna get destroyed. I just do not see a world in which they would be able to save those. And what I'm honestly a little bit more worried about from their perspective is the level 20 talent. Look how close they are. They're nearly on 20. Half a level, they're gonna get it now, most likely. So, yeah, this is actually getting nuts. This is pretty crazy. Arrow, short distance against Chromie. They want to go for Ether, and he just positioned himself completely wrong there. Tracer gets shield and is still safe. Sonya's pushing at the top. Yeah, that was a big kill. Taking Chromie out in that position, identifying that as an opportunity, that was huge. Now, again, to be fair, Sonya's doing damage at the top side keep, so there is at least Tracer trying to stop that from happening. But that keep goes down. It's a keep. They're still fighting in the middle. Yeah, mosh pit, dance party. But the top side keep is gone. The 2 forts are gone. Sonya is trying to make her way out. They're just trying to escape now. They've did so much damage. They know that this was already big, but they have to try and save as many of their heroes as they can. Some will fall, but Sonya was able to retreat. They're getting Chromie back in 12 seconds. They have level 20 talents, of course. But this last objective cost the blue team 2 forts and 1 keep. So, yeah. Huge plays now from Team Sven. And well-deserved, so obviously. Really nice performance by them. Did a great job on this. And now the boss, as a result, or as a counterplay from the blue team. They're obviously getting a little bit desperate here. They need to turn the momentum around on this game. And this is what they're trying to do with the top side boss that they just took. 20 versus 20. That also helps them a little bit at least here. So yeah, we have level 20 talents on both sides. So it's an eye level play. And they can move down to the bottom of the map and go for the double boss. Take boss number 2. And pick that up. So there's the chance right there. Defense is going to be... I mean, again, defense is going to be solid here at the top. I don't really see a problem with that. But boy, oh boy. That is quite the flip on this game. Down at the bottom of the map now. Yeah, boss is about to be claimed. So they're gonna lock this in any second. And yeah, then the only question that still remains is, can they do any actual damage with it? Because obviously, what you're aiming for right now is you want to make sure that you're at least, you know, getting a keep, that you're getting an objective through it. So one of the plays that they are making at this point is just trying to make a move right here for the boss and time it around the objective. So that's why they're delaying it at this point in time. Just delay it a little bit, make a move there, and yeah, see where that gets you. Not there just yet though. But alright, so attacks slowly keep coming here. Boss comes in. Objective is up. That's the moment now. Now's the opportunity. Maybe make a move, get the big cavalry. They're trying to burn it down quickly. They will very likely engage in a fight over the objective, but even another camp is stolen away, so that's another big one. Are they just letting this go? Jaden is controlling this completely. It seems like they're letting it go. They don't want to fight into this, as it seems. Okay, now they're slowly making a move over. 28 seconds. This is an important one. We're 19 minutes in. It's going to be a real strong one. Oh, and they nearly get a kill. Jaden turns it around with an arrow. They nearly were able to take Hanzo down. It was so close, but he survived. So Keg is still up. Could still go for a haymaker play. Big push, of course, in the middle of the map. And this is going to cost them a keep, very likely, but it's all about the objective right now. This team fight, how does it end? Sven low, and Sven is about to die. 5 versus 4. Big push at the top lane against the blue team's core, but obviously it's still going to heal pretty easily. Yeah, and this might just have been it. This one's big. Not only does the keep in the middle essentially get destroyed, this one is not playing too much of a role. With 2 armor shields still remaining on the core, it will be able to defend this and then self-regenerate. So yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it's not going to be taken out. At least I don't think so. Yeah, okay, with Malfurion coming instead. But yeah, now they can push with the objective for keeps, and this might just be the moment, you know, where it's too much for Team Sven to handle. This one, as you can tell, now that the raider has also, sorry, the cavalry has already spawned, is being easily defeated. So this is not a problem. But this is, because now a second keep is, it's inevitable that a second keep falls. So yeah, that's another one. With that, we're still having the next attack coming in, and yeah, keep at the bot lane is already gone before the cavalry or before the raiders came even in. So it's... Yeah. It was a nice play by Team Sven. I just don't see it here. If they get a quick kill, maybe they have a chance to turn this like they did in game number 1. But honestly, Dynouh's team has done a fantastic job with the double boss play straight into an objective. So there's a long play here. Now that they're taking, first of all, the interrupt on the mosh pit that already didn't hit anybody. Then we're getting ETC, Brightwing kill, Genji is gone. And that's obviously game. So yeah, nicely done. Dynouh, they came in swinging. They had a little bit of a lull in the mid game. And a couple of problems since they were maybe playing it a bit too greedy. Took some risks here that didn't pay off for them. But now they are locking in the W on all direct pass, which ties the series up as we are heading into game number 2. Nicely done. Team Dynouh with a victory on all direct pass. GG. And we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, game number 3. The series is tied, and BOE is always a fun map. Yeah, kinda. I was like thinking about it, I was like, is that actually true? But yeah, BOE is actually pretty much always fun. And now that I think about it, we haven't seen Li Ming in a hot minute. I think she hasn't been played in Group B at all thus far. Very likely going to change now. So let's see who picks her up, because I have no doubts that she is going to be picked. Hanzo is already out, Chromie has been played, Greyman has been played, so a lot of the heroes that you normally want to have on Battlefield of Eternity are unavailable because they have been played before. We have, with that, the opportunity now to come in, play Li Ming. You can also, of course, go for Vala, for example, so that's another possible pick. Nano is going to maybe try and lock some of his heroes in here too. I mean, you can always go Bambi. I think Cassia still available if I'm not... Actually, was she played in game number 1? Games blend together. We've been here for a long time already. A lot of series have been cast. So, now we're heading into the Sylvana span. Always a sad moment. But, either way, with this we're now having a chance for Team Sven to pull ahead again. It was kind of funny because Dynouh came into game number 2 with this team and they were absolutely on a tear. They came in and it was like, yeah, this isn't happening. We can't lose like this. There's our first big win, by the way. So yeah, high value from them. And right now, the chance to pull ahead. For the blue team, for the red team, who's going to pull it off? That's the big question. But, of course, still the case, the Dynouh's team, they are the favorites. But there were multiple moments in game number 2 where it always also looked a little bit iffy. So where it looked slightly tricky and not 100% sure if they would actually be able to prevail. We get the side laner very quickly for Hyde, so he's going to play on the Haka, and we get Crankle with Mal'Ganis. So some Dreadlord action in the game. Now all that they need is Jaina, they have 2 of them. But that gives us... I would love Ana. Give me that nano boosted Li Ming again. Nano boosted Li Ming action, just absolutely crushing it. That would be kind of fun if we'd see it. I have my doubts, but it would be kind of cool. You've seen Ana actually banned on this for the very reason. Ooh, Samuro on the side lane, and for Sven. Sven Samuro, I really like it, and honestly, he hasn't played it as much in the Banshee Cup as I expected him to. He played it in a lot of other tournaments, like so much. In Banshee Cup season number 2 has really fallen off for him. He's oftentimes finding himself also in other positions and playing other roles, but in this case at least it is side lane for him. Unless of course he switched the hero over. With Varian and Taunt, Li Ming, there's the Ana ban, so they don't want to go up against the Nano boost. Yep, for good reason. And sleep darts, mostly. But if you can now follow up with an additional stun, Li Ming can really take targets down quickly if Varian just tees him up perfectly and makes sure that he has the taunt through. You have a follow-up stun, and that's all that you need there. Now, Team Sven, what are they afraid of here? What do you think Dynouh are going to play? Don't forget about Tyrande, by the way. Alarak. I was for a moment even considering if Tyrande is worth a ban, because this is now an opportunity where Tyrande can also help against the Immortals. So when you're just talking about trying to take targets out, the Hunter's Mark from Tyrande is great, and it applies to the Immortal too, so that can really help you. I personally expect that the Donazovsky at some point in the series is going to play Tyrande, and are we going to see it on Battlefield of Eternity? I mean, I guess we'll see. We have already... Whiteman. And Jimmy! Nice! Look at that! Reyna here! Sweet! So, Jimmy is back in the house, which means that we're gonna get, on level 1, Exterminator, so it's going to try and take the Immortal down as quickly as he can. So, yep. Whiteman for the heals, Jimmy for the Immortal. Specifically when we're talking about the first Immortal, he's gonna be awesome on this one. Tychus and Deckard Cain on the other side. Everybody needs a little bit of StarCraft. The blue team a bit more than the red team, as it seems. But yeah, so you have Tychus plus Li Ming working in tandem after a taunt, and Deckard Cain trying to lock the targets down. That leaves us with the final pick. Dynouh normally somebody that likes to go for the more aggressive heroes and more mobile ones. Not sure what he's gonna play here. I hope that we're getting a Zeratul, by the way, again at some point. I would love some Zeratul plays. I think it was banned in one of the previous ones, but yeah. If eventually we're gonna get there, it would be good. Dynouh, still a bit of a sweet spot for Artanis, a bit of a soft spot there, so yeah. Dynouh picks Artanis, we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. Game number 3 in the best of 5 series. Game number 3, Team Dynouh against Team Sven. The series is tied, and instantly, as the blue team spawns, we're getting Amateur Opponent as the level 1 talent, and we get Exterminator. So 2 heroes that are already aiming to take the Immortal down quickly. We have Dynouh on Artanis, Jaden on Reyna. The Haga gets played, as usual, on the side lane by Hyde. We've got Crankle on Mal'Ganis, and Donazovsky on Whitemane. On the right side of the map, Team Sven, with Captain Rex on Deckard Cain. We get Nano on Li Ming, Ether on Tychus, Arion on Varian, and Sven is indeed the one playing Samuro here in game number 3 of the series. And it's party time. Battlefield of Eternity, obviously also a map that is pretty sweet in the sense that we're getting a lot of fights around the objective normally in the middle of the map. Maybe in the early game it's usually a bit more tame, up to the point where the camps spawn and teams have to decide whether they want to really contest them or not. Sometimes you just see the split between the top and the bot lane camp. Kaka currently alone against 2, so needs to deal with Nano, who's starting to fire away against the structures. It's free damage. It's free damage, but it also puts you into 4 versus 3 at the bottom of the map, which is where they are now, of course, going to try and abuse that a little bit. And then it becomes a question, which team is doing better with their numbers advantage on the respective lanes. So starting to pop up here. Crankle, Jaden, Dynouh. Let's go! Take down the first tower. Good value here. So they're taking some towers out at the top. I mean, we're seeing the same thing here. I just can't stand a chance against them. If anything, he has to be careful that he's not getting killed too. So they're gonna lose that wall. At least the bot lane is now getting attacked, or the camp at the bot lane is attacked and taken. That might help the blue team to at least draw even. Normally when you just have these structure plays being made, it also essentially means that teams are just, you know, doing their thing in regards to speeding the game up. Every single time you see teams just like taking structures and trading, and then it just speeds the game up. Sometimes you have these quick pushes for a fort, for example, and it's a bit of a race, and if both teams lose their fort very early on, then it accelerates the games a little bit with catapults coming in, the extra experience gain that you get, and so on and so forth. So yeah, speeds things up, gives you a bit of XP, a higher level. But the first objective, I mean, we kind of know what's going to happen there. First objective would be insane if the blue team doesn't win. Team Sven needs kills in order to make that work. That's absolutely what they need. If they get kills, they can prevent it maybe, and they might be able to get it from themselves. But just on the race for Immortal #1, blue team has such a big lead, it's ridiculous. Not only do you have Artanis with amateur opponent, but you also have Exterminator, and Exterminator is way more important. Fort at the top lane has nearly been destroyed, by the way, so yeah, totally outpaced there in the 2v1 that he had to play. Jimmy is already sitting there, starting to get some machine gun action out, but that is obviously, at least for now, lead for Team Sven on structures. Whoa, nice swap. Look at that. Trash Tannis trying to be useful for once. Not bad. Marion gets body blocked. Yeah, and they are still not able. Are they able? They're not able. They may be able. Yep, they kill him. Crankle nearly died for it too. Oh, that kill was... They fought hard for this one. They put some work in. Yep, they really put some work in. But now, here it goes. So the hit points on this bad boy are going to be disappearing very, very quickly. Anything else but a victory on Immortal #1 for Team Dynouh would be an utter disaster. It would shock me. So halftime show, it doesn't even get contested. Not even doing anything around it. Now, to be fair, again, if they can, for example, take the top fort out with just using the minions and that, then great. Instead we're getting the attempted fight. I mean, Taunt is ready now for variants, so of course. Now they have some tools that they can use. Samura is the only one that attacks, but they still have to deal with Jimmy and with Artanis, keep them at bay, and also make sure that Dynouh doesn't simply go for God Swap. He's already trying to swap some through. Yeah, gets Tychus. Grenade, but Ether is still gonna fall. So Dynouh getting value. Dynouh getting value with Artanis, and all the fanboys in the back are happy. Viable! 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 And yeah, he's not really. But here's useful. Spend a couple of heroes out and stuff, then yeah, all of a sudden Artanis can help a little bit. 3 kills this year. I think the Artanis fanboy cult is probably one of the most intense that I've experienced. Blue team takes the objective. To be fair, I didn't really think that... I mean, the shield is way lower than us all. But yeah. It's actually kind of funny to me, like the amount of... I think Artanis is probably the hero where the most people are like, oh my god, how dare you, Artanis! People just don't understand that, like, not viable doesn't really... In competitive play, doesn't mean that you can't have fun in quick matches normally. Hero can still be fun to play, but if you compare him to the alternatives in a normal draft, he's just not cutting it. That's just what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Blizzard needs to put a new patch in, you know? If they do, then all of a sudden Artanis can be a real beast. I would love for him to have his auto attack level 1 boosted a little bit. That would be kind of nice. So yeah. Anyways, in this case, Dynouh's already gotten some good swaps. So yeah, Nano is a bit low, but they are the ones killing Jimmy. This was Jimmy, and this was Danozovsky, because he's not going to get out of there. Is he? Nah. They're cutting all the avenues of escape out. Alright, over here, Trash Tannis. They're getting a kill, aren't they? Varian! Come on, baby! Come on! Come on! Give me the charge! Give me that taunt! Why is nobody helping in? Because it's not needed. Trash Tannis is doing what he does best. He's dying. Oh yeah. So, Adonis is down, and I am shocked at how little this first objective did. I really thought they would have a much bigger shield on it. I really thought they would be able to do a lot more damage with it, but now instead we have a half-level lead for Team Sven, and they've destroyed the topside fort. Another quick hit as they're coming in with a taunt that nearly kills Hyde. So, kudos. Okay, that's cheating. I can hit that swap too. If it gets teed up like this, I mean, like, no skill was involved in this play. Gets teed up like crazy, and then, yeah, like, sorry, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I mean, gets put to sleep, and then Dynouh's like, I can hit it. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure. So, level 10 is ready. Good job, Adonis. Good job. Totally viable. Totally viable hero, guys. 100%. By the way, it's kind of funny because Dynouh is the one that always had a soft spot for him. Now, anyways, 10 versus 10. Now we got also our blinds, of course, in play. And it's time to go for the next objective. And this is where I'm again looking towards Artanis and towards Jimmy. And yep, they are melting this quickly. But I have to admit that the red team is doing better than expected. So, nicely done. They might have lost the halftime show, but not by much. And still look for the fight. Pond is already out, trying to go there for the front for Krankle. Big swap again. Dynouh is hitting them hard right now. Big swaps from Dynouh, I gotta say. And they kill Tychus as a result. I mean, he makes it work today. He really makes it work. Now they're getting a second kill, and Artanis, look at that. He's even bringing the last blow himself. Now we have a third kill. Deckard Kane is gone, and kudos to Dynouh. So that tip to the head. That is impressive play by him. He's gotten swap after swap after swap, prepped some kills for the team, and has dished out the damage. And has only died once, so usually becomes a punching bag of the team, but apparently at this point, he's doing okay. 7 kills to 3 underlines that, and this time we're talking about a big shield. Now it's a big shield. So with this, they should be able to at least take the top fort out. That's gonna be, yeah, this is a fort. This has to be. I mean, it simply has to be. Right now, you move in, you take the fort, claim this one, and then you have a lot more momentum in the game and can maybe build on that. Going for a keep even. Bottom of the map, on the other hand, there's still Samuro and the Haka playing this out. But up at the top, it is party time. Over here, yep, they are doing great. That fort is gone, no chance of holding it. And honestly, if they commit a little bit more, pushing the Odin is always a bit annoying, but if they would commit a bit more to this, then one of the things that they could definitely try and do here is to come together and do their thingy. And with thingy, I mean come in and do their God, what am I looking for here? Honestly, at this point, I'm like, push for the keep and try and take that out. I mean, you don't want to push into Odin, but they still need to try and actually capitalize on the situation a little bit more than they already do. Just try, push in, and get something done so that you can take the top side fort out. You want to capitalize now on the advantages. You've taken 2 forts out, you have catapult pressure at least a little bit more. Your opponent doesn't have fountain any longer. You have the level 13 talent advantage, so use that as best as you can. They do it by claiming the camp at the bottom of the map, and that should actually help you now to maybe soften the wall up a little bit. Samuro is, of course, attempting to counterplay at the top, as we can see here right now. But, yeah. Level 13 on both sides. I mean, it's not a big gap in experience. Sven? Yeah. They're not catching him this time. Artanis with the ult. Come on, Dynouh. Bring it. Make the Artanis fanboys happy. This is your chance. Make him a thing. Let's go. Go, go, Dynouh. Sven swapping out again. Pushes back out. One pot still standing. An additional one for them. 7 kills to 3. That's not enough yet. So, Team Sven hasn't given up on this game yet. Neither should they, of course. Neither should they. But how far can they go with this? Their comebacks this series were already incredible. Absolutely love it. It was a lot of fun. I want to see more of it for sure. So, question is, can they do that again? And it all comes down to Immortals. They have to either be able to win a couple of team fights around it. Yeah, or something else. I mean, already we're having them slowly starting to make a play for the first kill, but they lose Li Ming, and that is the linchpin right there. Li Ming is already gone, and now they're about to lose Varian. The rest of the team is just rushing away, running, trying to escape this disaster. And things are not looking good whatsoever. So yep, they're losing way too much ground. Halftime show already, glorious victory on the side of their opponents. We have now level 15 on the board, and boy oh boy is Team Dynouh starting to fully take control here. They're going for another big Immortal that they're 100% going to get, as you can see here. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. They're having, I mean, they're trying what they can to at least reduce the shield a little bit, but as you can see, they can barely scratch the hit points. So that's not a whole lot that they were able to do here. Level 16 is also kicking in, so we are essentially looking at a situation in which they are being hit from all angles. They have level 16 in a few seconds up against them. They have a big shield on the Immortal against them. There's no fort anymore, which means this bad boy is moving straight up for the keep. On top of that, we're now having the blue team on an absolute roll and with massive amounts of momentum. So yeah, they're moving in and they're going to try to take more than the keep here. We're 12 minutes in. If you get a kill or two with this situation, you might be able to go for the forward. So, well, and there's maybe a first kill opportunity, and actually it is against Mal'Ganis, and he falls. Yeah, not like that. That's not really what they wanted here, was it now? So the attacks, they still keep coming. 9 kills to 4, but now the defense is possible because, yep, now you're fighting with the numbers advantage. They're going for Artanis. Dynouh gets the shield, still alive. Still fights it through, wants to go for Sven. They take damage on the key, but they can't even take it out. So, yeah, sad times. Sad times for the blue team. The big opportunity to take a keep out and maybe even win the game got cut short because they were caught. Well, Mal'Ganis was caught just right in tower range. And with the towers chipping in, there was absolutely no survivability for him that could work out there. So, yeah. Nicely done. Good defense by Team Sven. Really nice defense. And then, of course, the big question of how much further they can go with this now. AKA, can they really bring it back? I don't know. Sorry the way that I'm talking about this right now, but in my head, there's always like, I have still Dynouh in the role of the favorites. So the entire time when they're making players like this, my head is like, yeah, these are the guys that should, they are in the driver's seat. They make the decisions. They should take this. So I'm looking at this from the perspective that I want to see if Team Sven can just bring it back. And every single step that they make, like what she just did, is another step towards survival and them potentially turning the game around again. I was mega impressed the way that they played the first map. That they were able to turn this was incredible. And then on the second one, they had a few moments like this too. Now you're seeing them on the third map, which will determine which of the teams takes the lead again. And they have these little sparks where every now and then, when you just think that the blue team has it, that they have all the momentum that they need, all of a sudden we're having these neat little moments. Dynouh death swaps himself straight into a 4v5 for the blue team. But they still get their kills. Oh my god. Wow, that one hurt. That one hurt. I mean, Dynouh dying, that seemed like it would be the beginning of a bit of an end, but no. Look at this. So, Artanis is dead as usual, and then this happens. Fell claws everywhere. Jimmy starting to take people down. Dehaka comes in, and they get the kills. Now they're chasing them even further. Objective is up. Krankel just going absolute beast mode in that last play and saving it for the team and just crushing everything. Crankle, I mean, honestly, sick plays here. 30,000 damage for Tannis. He's top damage on his team. Jimmy's behind him. Shame on you, Jimmy. Shame on you. And then on top we have Samuro with 40,000, so he is the top dog. A little bit of extra damage being done up at the top as they're trying to reduce the shield again. Situation very, very similar to what we've seen before. A bit better for Team Sven because this time there's no talent advantage that plays a role here. So there's no level 20 yet available. We're hoping for some damage. I mean, one of the side effects with that front line is it's mega beefy. The blue team has such a beefy front line. Great ult from Deckard Cain, but not enough of a follow-up to get them a kill. But yeah, you have Dehaka, Artanis, Mal'Ganis, so that's a lot. A lot of hit points at the front and a lot of survivabilities in general. Talking Essence, talking Shield, Mal'Ganis then of course too. So yeah, there's a lot of survivability and it's really difficult for the red team to take anybody out here. Once again, Odin gets popped immediately. Trying to counterplay this hard. Slowly taking them on. Swap again. Dynouh, careful. The Immortal is having a piece of the action here on this. Danozovsky is a little bit low and keeps himself in the back. Has to. Liming could take him down very quickly, but the heals are coming. And again, they're not getting the keep. Only the wall. Ooh. But they're closer and closer to level 20 now. So, yeah. Very, very close to level 20 at this point in time. Alright, alright, alright. So, always the next question. How much further with this? I mean, yeah. With level 20 now in their hands, can they make a decisive play here? Because the question is obviously, you always want to have like an advantage like this, right? The question is always, what can you do with it? And currently, they can't push for a keep. Can maybe try and siege up a little bit. There's no objective on the map. So for the red team, it becomes important that they're trying to just soak the lanes as best as they can and aim to get to level 20 talents as quickly as possible. In an ideal world, what the blue team wants is an objective to spawn so that they can get another big Immortal for free without the opponent having a real chance to fight back against them. But we're not there yet. So it's just real slow poking from the red team. The siege potential at the top is there. So Team Dynouh starting to push in on this, trying to take that keep out, whereas Samuro is giving them experience down at the bottom of the map. And here they are now trying to take out lane or minion wave after minion wave just to make sure that they're getting to their own storm talents in time for the next objective. And with 20 seconds, honestly, that's definitely doable. There's like 2 more waves that they're going to get. The one at the top, down at the bottom. Samuro is doing the same thing, so level 20 will be ready. Question is just simply, is that going to be enough? So yeah. 2 more minions or something. Might have to sacrifice the lead on the halftime show, but level 20 is going to be available. So there it is. Storm talents on both sides. That gives us with Deckard Cain, of course, an insane setup with respect to the Elderly that he can execute. We're also getting the 3-bladed style for Samuro, and they're starting to go for it. This is the moment they've been waiting for. They're finally fighting on an eye level again with even talents, and with level 20, this is where, I mean, again, this is the power spike. You're not going to get on a... You're not going to get more team power than you have right now, so it's all about how you engage into the battle itself. If you can maybe trap somebody, and if you can make the play. Yeah, and that brings us to the big question, can they? Team Dynouh is looking for opportunities. They also have a Siege Giant camp at the bottom of the map. Sorry, not a Siege Giant camp, a Shaman camp at the bottom of the map that is pushing for keep and will likely damage it significantly, maybe even take it out. Big ult from Deckard, but no damage follow-up. There it is! Jimmy's down! Sven coming in and taking Jimmy down. This is the moment. Do they have a chance here? Bottom keep, by the way, is gonna fall. Keep is gone. That's already a big advantage for Team Dynouh. It's a 5 versus 4, and the blue team is still alive. They want hide, and they're gonna get hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You people should be really grateful that I'm not using that joke more. In all its variations. I mean, if you call yourself hide, like, you should be made fun of all day, every day, honestly. But yeah, nothing against Hyde. He's obviously awesome. But yeah, anyways, had to be done at least once today. So, bit of damage has been done here. That catapult is griefing as usual and just attacking this in the middle. If not, the core would have already taken damage. And again, they're staggering deaths. Trash Tannis is dead again. Trash Tannis is gone. Obliterated. They're diving behind the fort to get more kills and can't. But, yep. There we go. They're moving in for not only the fort, they want the keep. Fort is already gone, the Immortal at 50%, and it's 41 seconds until Artanis is back. And now we have the big red button. Game 1, anybody? I've seen this before. I have seen this before. They're gonna end, aren't they? Oh my god, not again! By the way, Artanis has the most deaths on the blue team. Coincidence? I don't think so. Immortal is already on the core. Big red button. They're trying to take it out. Is it happening again? It happened in game number 1. Jimmy is gone. The core is at 50%. You gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. It happens again. Team Dynouh gets defeated as Team Sven wins on Battlefield of Eternity. GG. Tomb of Spider Queen, 2-1. Team Sven has done it again. They have taken the lead, everybody. So, now let's see if they can win the series. It would be quite the surprise. I mean, I'm not saying that Team Sven is like bad or anything. They're obviously like, they've been doing better and better throughout the entire round robin. But still, when you compare them to Team Dynouh, they definitely brought in worse results than Dynouh's team over time here. Now, they, on the other hand, were willing to experiment a bit more with bounties, and some of them backfired for them. But I just love that they are willing to sometimes, you know, go for that aggression, try and take that risk. And now they have a 2-1 over the blue team, who were coming into the series as the favorite just based on their standing in the after the round robin. Dynouh himself, now that we're heading into Tomb with Gul'dan right away. On top of that, of course, we have Vala banned out, which is a little bit of a sad moment. We have Maiev also will quickly banned out. And when we're talking about mages getting the axe, then Mephisto is the first one on the list here. But yeah, it's party time. Could be the final map of this best of 5 series, depending on the performance of the red team. So here comes Hogger and Rhaegar. Yep, both of them quickly picked. Hogger still being up is also kind of crazy. Rhaegar currently as a support, also fantastic, of course, with the lightning shield, helps you with wave clear, which is insanely important on Tomb of the Spider Queen in the first place. But yeah, Imperius. Oh, yeah. Calm down. And we get Uther. So, Uther always abandoning one snowman after another. I mean, I'm a sucker for summer myself as well, but still, he's just overdoing it a bit. By the way, what's happening in Finland these days? I mean, this is kind of nuts. Have you guys actually, like, I have friends in Finland and they just sent me pictures. There's fucking snow in Finland everywhere. Like, what? Really? It's snowing in Finland. Do these people not know that it's basically May already? It's crazy. So, yeah, it's kind of wild. Oriel gets banned. I just want to get the Cho'Gall pick. Come on, like, pop Cho'Gall in. Medivh gets now banned out. Team Sven. If this was Team Lopaka, they would bust out Cho'Gall at this point. They would come in and be like, alright, let's go. They're thinking about it. I'm telling you, they're thinking about it. Lopaka would have hesitated here. Lopaka would have been like, oh, I sense an opportunity. So, let's go. Kel'Thas and Mei. I would so not put it past them to go for Convection. I don't think they're going to do it. They want to win the series here. But it's not on Kel'Thas. He likes to play it on Tomb of the Spider Queen every now and then. Has obviously his own ability with the Sunfire Enchant as a level 7 after the Energy Royal. But Mei together with it. So the two of them are going to sing us a little Song of Ice and Fire. Screw George R. Martin, by the way. I was such a fan of that guy. And yeah, he's been just leaving his fans hanging. Guy got too rich. Honestly, that show was the worst thing that could ever happen to the books. Was the worst thing that could ever happen to the books. The guy just got rich, and then he was just like, yep, I don't care anymore. Tyrande, there it is. Danozovsky actually and Uther. I guess they're going to swap this around, and Krankel is going to play the main tank Uther, so they're really playing main tank Uther plus Imperius, Tyrande for the real support, And we get Alarak. Nice, look at that. 2 Missile Spider Queen. Match point for Team Sven. Let's go. Game number 4. Team Dynouh on the left is down a map, and well, they are 1 map loss away from being dropped into the losers match. So over on the left side, we got Dynouh himself with Gul'dan. We get Hyde on Leoric. We got Jaden on Imperius, Danazovsky on Tyrande, and Krankle on Uther. On the right side of the map, Team Sven. Yes, it's Mana Addict for Nanos Kelthas, understandably so. We got Sven on Hogger, Captain Rex on Rhaegar, Mei is played by Ether, and we have Arian on Alarak, the High Lord, and he's going stacks. I like it. Give me that extended lightning. Let's go. And then with level 4 and the negatively charged, he is going to come in and try and ramp up his damage throughout the game. So, good stuff. Tyrande, as expected, played by Danazovsky. I already commented on this earlier. I really like the way that he plays it, which might of course result now in an actual caster curse and him just sucking throughout the entire game and getting completely destroyed. I mean, who knows. But I am kinda happy with the fact with the comps, I'm actually pretty happy with this. Double support on the one side is pretty cool, having Alarak here and then also Kelthas. Personally, I'm a fan of Kelthas. I really like it because he adds also CC. So it's a bit of a shame that he's not as viable as a lot of other mages these days. Very rarely gets busted out. Nano's one of the players that is willing to play him occasionally. And I personally kinda like the combos that they can execute with him. A good gravity lapse is always neat. So we'll see how successful they can be with this, but they have a chance to now get themselves into the winners match. Now that doesn't guarantee that you're getting out of the group, of course, but it definitely gets you a very big step towards that goal. So we'll see if they can actually do that. But yep, in the meantime, we're having camps already taken. People are starting to make a couple of plays around this here in the middle. Having, for example, Alarak targeted, and he gets killed. So, the High Lord is already down. Well, maybe he was a little bit too high, you know what I mean. So, 1 stack, 1 quest completion so far. But yeah, with the quests also slowly coming together for Dynouh, he's gonna get some really nice waveplay here. We get Mei destroyed, so that's 2 kills to 0 already for the blue team. Now, then again, if you think about it, every single map that we have played so far in the series has basically started with the blue team crushing the early game. That has essentially been the thing. Early game always goes to the blue team. Now, I'm really looking towards specifically Alarak here. If he can get good stacks on his level 4, if he can get good sadism stacks, that late game damage that he has is going to be incredible. So something to really watch out for and see how much they can do then later on. Now, of course, you have to avoid getting snowballed by your opponent as they are going to try and make a couple of moves around the objective, just get those turn-ins consecutively and then take your structures down. And specifically Mei, I mean, Ether is really struggling over here. Mei is usually very difficult to take out quickly, but whew, they're applying tons of pressure. And just look how eager they are to get the first turn in here. 31 gems already turned in. Now Hogger wants the camp and claims it just before Hyde moves in. But Mei dies again, and so does Kelthas. Damn! They are really starting to take things out here quickly. It's kinda nuts. 4 kills to 0 at the 3-minute mark. These boys are doing some work here. So, very curious how quickly they can push this now. If they can, if they can just chain these turn-ins, for example, and start to gain momentum, we might never even see a late-game Alarak in action. Now he's starting to build a few stacks up, which is kind of nice, but definitely a bit of a worrisome development if you are a fan of the red team, for sure. Level 7 is already kicking in. There's a bit of a lead here. Alarak with 8 stacks right now. So yes, Arian is starting to build up on this. They haven't gotten a single kill just yet. At least the Siege Giants at the bottom of the map have helped them out slightly. So there's something that they can use on it. And with that, the blue team has some Web Weavers descending. Alright. It is Web Weaver time. This is really one of those moments, because you really know what's happening here. They are trying to snowball it. They're trying to be quick on all of that. And the only question that we have is, can they? Arian gets attacked again, uses the opportunity at least to get himself a few stacks, and Uther falls. Finally a chance to fight back a little bit. So they are able to claim 1 kill, and with Uther gone, that means that summer sustain that the blue team had is now unavailable to them. At the bottom, it's still a 1v1 that they're locked into, so playing it out with that. In addition to that, we're now having also in the middle, of course, another push that is being executed here as they're trying to go for it. Khaldor's solo defense up at the top. Oh, and Hogger gets killed. So, yeah, a counter kill at the bottom of the map, but they take at least the gems. Okay, the majority of them. Gems are at least taken. That was an important one. Claim the gems here, make a move around this. It's still a half-level lead for the blue team. That hasn't really changed. And they're now hoping to also claim a kill, not only against Alarak, which they're going to get, but the fort itself. Team Dynouh on a tear. Yep. Hyde is the one that slows them down a little bit, even if he dies. Well, they didn't want the gems, of course. But that boy, oh, Danozovsky has to be really careful. They are nearly killed by the fort. They take Leo out. That's 17 gems that they just lost there, so that was avoidable, I'd say. But, yeah. I'm not so sure. There's 68 gems in the hands of the red team. They haven't turned anything in yet. 10,000 damage from May and Alarak. Fogger has basically the same. Khaldor is the top damage for the team, and when we're looking at the game itself, then it's definitely Gul'dan. With 22,000, he's far ahead of anyone else. So level 10 abilities are now available, and that's the end of Arian again. Yeah, it gets rough. 3 times that Alarak has now been eliminated. Going up against an opponent with heroics is obviously never a good thing. But it's still a little bit questionable. I mean, let's see. We need level 10. He's gonna come back here. I think the story of this game was basically Team Sven always coming back when they had no right to. Some of the games were a little bit closer than others, but they always have that comeback mentality here. But right now, they're just getting farmed. Just getting absolutely farmed. Khaldor is down 8 kills to 2, and it's a full-on fiesta here. They have level 10, so now is a chance to fight back, I suppose. But the game is not going well for them. Not even a little bit. If anything, I'm a little bit shocked that they're only a level behind. So, the fort has not been lost yet. They have also still most of their gems. They don't have all of them, they lost a few. But they still have a decent amount of them that they can use for a turn. And look at Ether. Ether and Captain Rex, they hold all of them. 40 and 42. I mean, damn. They really want to turn some of that in. Get a kill and turn your gems in. That's what they're really trying to do here now. So yeah, a bit more damage being done. Oh, the CC! Yeah, not that he cared a whole lot, but there's a lot of CC in play here. Ethan! 40 gems! Not like this! The Ancestral, Alarak! Can they go for Crankle at least? Nope, but that's the end of Alarak. I mean, he provided another target for the blue team so that they didn't kill anybody that was holding a huge amount of gems, I suppose. He get a few stacks too, but this is now death number 4 on Alarak, so that High Lord is definitely not doing any work in this game. He's absolutely getting crushed. So now the next attack is already coming. We're seeing them bounce around here as Jaden on Imperius nearly fell to the fort. We're talking about forts and talking about falling. That fort is gonna get destroyed in a moment. Might still be able to save it for now? Maybe. Yeah. But obviously, one auto attack and that thing's gone. They go for Dynouh, try and force him out. Captain Rex is trying to turn in. Gets interrupted, of course. But at least they're grabbing Dynouh and we can take Gul'dan out. And that's a big, big boost now. This is the chance. But they're losing Alarak immediately again. There's a level 13 talent advantage now for the red team. And it's a 4 versus 4. Still trying to fight this out here. Cranker, low and dead. Maybe now an opportunity. Still not enough stacks, of course, for Alarak to make a difference. And with him consistently dying, that's not going to change anytime soon. They go for Hyde with another stun. They hit Danozovsky in the same main. And Hyde goes that way. What? Okay. So he holds the gems, but at least we have a turn-in opportunity now. At least they can try and turn in here. Because they really have to. So off go the Web Weavers. Red team has an opportunity to bring this back a little bit. Get your own set of Web Weavers and then gain some momentum maybe now that the opponent has to not only deal with the team, but also defend against the objective, you have a chance to get some stacks together and make a couple of plays. Because up to now, it has definitely not been a walk in the park for the team. So, yeah, things are a little bit tricky for Team Sven. For Dynouh, this is all on track. They want to go to game number 5, and they're doing everything that they can in order to make that happen. So yeah, good plays from them. Just making move after move after move. 17 stacks now. Alarak, he really needs to step it up a little bit. 30,000 damage for Khaldor. Alarak is not even second highest damage on his team yet. Khaldor, on the other hand, is starting to rival Gul'dan. Oh, talk about Gul'dan. Gets caught once. And yep, nice gravity lapse follow-up. Nano is just awesome on some of his top heroes. I really, really, really enjoy that. Good damage at the bottom fort. That's a big step into the right direction. But overall, the objective, yeah, not really that impactful. Alright, the stun is already out. They're making their best. They're doing their best in order to make sure that Sven is not gonna die here. Ice Ball, Horrify, May, and Ether is able to get away. Alright. Alarak with 18 stacks. Again, really looking good on the sadism or anything, but still. And off we go. Now the opportunity to maybe finally stabilize. This has been the strength of Team Sven. Stabilizing after getting their butt kicked in the early game. As silly as that may sound. So now they're trying that. And at least for now, things are okay, but they lose the fort in the middle. Structurally, they're definitely not in a great spot. They have another turn-in opportunity though, but so has the blue team. So already, Alarak with a few more hits coming in. They are depending on him in the late game. That's definitely something. The blue team has successfully turned in. And really, that CC train that they're running on them with the slows and the entomb from Leoric and then all of the stuns that are coming together is massive. Big play by Sven, by the way. Divine Shield needed on Tyrande, and Jaden also barely surviving here. So huge plays being made by Hogger, but he gets caught and gets killed. And that's 29 gems that they just lost. He made such a good play, and then this happens. So yeah, tough times. Dynouh eats the damage from Khaldor, but it's currently just one-way Heroes of the Storm. Team Dynouh is going through their opponents like hot butter through cheese, as they are crushing every single lane. Time and time again here with the big plays. And yeah, even the defense that they're setting up here is not strong enough. The fort in the middle is gone, the one at the top and the bottom all getting destroyed. The keep wall in the mid lane has also gotten crushed. So yeah, this is not really looking good. I mean, not in the slightest. Level 16, they're 1.5 levels ahead. This is a 7-kill lead on top of it. It starts to look like we might go to game number 5. Bit too early to call, obviously, but at this point, one team is calling the shots on every single decision here. That's just what it is. So, level 13, we got Pure Malice. The only thing that is malicious here is the plays from Team Dynouh. That's the only thing. So, yeah. I mean, again, given the kill count, I can't even blame them. But, let's see. They're a bit desperate. They gotta defend. They haven't taken a single fort out. They still have 65 gems, so they still have some. That's not great, don't get me wrong. But hey, at least they got something, right? There is a turn-in. There is a turn-in in the air. If they can get there. The problem is that the blue team is also getting closer and closer to another turn-in. They're only 10 gems away from getting it. They still have to turn them in, but yeah. Alright, so. Jack's still coming. Careful. Ether runs into the stun. The CC is insane. Tyrande stun, Uther stun, Imperia stun, slow from Leoric, then also the entomb from Leoric, and then on top of that we're also getting a Horrify. So yeah, once that train hits you, you can basically take your hands off the keyboard because the game is essentially over for you. There's nothing they can do at that moment. It's just like, yeah, you can watch a hero die, but he's definitely not going to react to any input anymore. 23 stacks now for Alarak. Okay. What's the CC is being used there as well. Leo went in deep, hides, maybe a little bit too deep. Could get punished for that, and they're working on it. Divine Shield, yeah, Leoric is dead. They could save Imperius, but Leoric falls. So 43,000 damage for Khaldor. They try again over here. Alarak is starting to catch up a little bit. Not to an insane extent, but I mean, at least he's bringing a few numbers in at this point. Nothing crazy. 23 stacks on his level 4. And they get their turn in. So, here's an opportunity. It's a small one, but it's there. Look how far back they have to go in order to take these out. In order to make sure that those web weavers are at least able to do something. Yeah! Alright, destroy that. Allow the web weavers to travel a little bit further, unmolested. Yep, towards the next wave. Khaldor is already there. In the middle, they're trying to push this back because the blue team has been able to take their camp. Again, either gets taken or they're trying. Horrify already out. Nicely done. Ancestral also connecting. Not too bad. So they survived the initial onslaught here. Not too shabby. Maybe now an opportunity to finally use their own heroics. Hogger with a shockwave attempt. Hide. Gets caught. Gets gravity lapsed and gets killed. So Leo goes down. 5 versus 4 for at least a limited period of time where they might be able to get some value. Bottom fort will fall, so that's already a step into the right direction for the red team. Blue team, of course, has to at least try to defend their mid fort before, of course, the top fort is definitely going to fall. It's a level advantage that we still see for Dynouh and his team, so that means if they can just make sure they're not losing too much ground here, they at least have an opportunity to go for the early level 20 and leverage that. So they're sitting back a little bit further than they normally would, probably. Alarak gets caught again. 31 stacks for him right now. Alarak died now 6 times. 6 times. He's finally picking up some numbers, but he's getting absolutely demolished. And there's level 20. Dynouh's team has level 20 right now, and that gives them their Storm Talents, where we are getting immediately the Shooting Star, Haunt, and of course Impervious, and the boss play at the top by the blue team. They have the numbers advantage. Alarak is gone. They know it. So now they can make their move here. And the red team knows it too, of course. They don't have enough gems to turn in and make this trade in defense. Webweaver defense against the boss defense. So what they have to do instead is just like accept what's happening, take the siege giants and apply pressure at the bottom of the map. So that at least somebody has to move down from the blue team and they can't push with a full 5-man. But that's the only thing that they can essentially do here. So, yeah. But yeah, either way, with that we're now looking at half a level that has to be bridged before Storm Talents are available for the red team. I mean, Team Sven, Alarak is back, it's a 5-man again, but there's web weavers and there's a boss. So it became just a double play from Team Dynouh. And while I really admire the comeback abilities of Team Sven, I have to admit that this time I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. That topside keep doesn't stand a chance, and this is a moment where the game could be decided, where they could end the entire thing. Keep is already gone, so they need kills quickly if they want to have a chance here, and I don't think Alarak is stacked well enough in order to have an opportunity. Okay, goes for play himself. They are closing in on level 20, but look how... yeah, they're losing way too much. 1 keep down, 2nd keep is about to get destroyed. Alarak is dead again. I mean, he is just getting farmed. He must like the Nexus a lot, because he sure is dying a ton. So, Leoric is dead. At least they got 1 counter kill, but this is not going to be enough. The core is already falling, is at 67%. Even if they could kill the entire team, the boss alone is essentially ending it here. So, yeah, Mei bites the dust. And guys, we go to game 5. We're going the distance. Game number 5 for this series. So, Dynouh, they've done it again. They tie it up, and we go to the final map. GG. The final map, we're going the distance, everybody. Now, this has a couple of interesting implications, and one of them is that 40 heroes are now banned out because they have already been played before. And it should get interesting, because this is going to have an impact on the draft for sure. Dragonshire is also the map. And, well, let's have a little bit of a look. Team Sven against Team Dynouh over here. It is the final one, and I honestly can't wait to see who's going to pull ahead and win this one. Who goes to the winner's match, who drops down into the loser's match? That's essentially the question right now. But it was an endless back and forth. And it was way more tense already than I personally expected it. So, let's see. Vala gets banned. That's kind of sad, honestly, Vala getting banned here again. Dragonshire as a map is also interesting to me in the context of Dynouh normally playing Zagara here, or at least considering her. But Zagara has been played by Nano previously, so it's not something that they can rely upon anymore. Medivh gets banned. Yeah, another neat one. And that leaves us... I mean, I honestly want to see a couple of shenanigans right now. Heading into Dragonshire at this point, I would not mind if somebody busts out a really off-pick. Again, 40 heroes banned, it's not too insane. But you have to really judge a little bit, okay, what is still available, what can we play, and you will have to go away from the typical meta. Now, even with us just saying you can't play hero the ones in the series to create a bit of diversity, it still means that when you're going to map number 5, there is a huge impact. Because we have a hero pool in Heroes of the Storm of 90 heroes in total, and if you take 40 of them away, then obviously that plays a big factor here. In a best of 3 series, even if it goes to the final map, it usually is not that big of a deal, but in a best of 5, yes, there will be some adjustments that have to be made by teams accordingly. Especially when we're talking about frontliners, for example. So yeah, that's another one. And we have seen multiple triple melees already in this series, which has an impact on the side laners as well. So, yeah, it should be pretty cool. I'm really curious what we're getting, if we even get a couple of bounty attempts, honestly. Because there is a chance that some of the teams are now looking at some bounties here. There's still an opportunity for that. And if you're going to map number 5, all of a sudden some of the heroes that you see on that list, you know, they become a little bit interesting. Where you could be saying like, hey, what about us now playing Cho'Gall here? Is that all of a sudden becoming an option? Is that something that we could do? So we'll see if the teams are jumping in on this. By now we have Sergeant Hammer and Falstad taken. And we're getting 4 Dynouh. Let's have a quick look here. Rexa at the top lane. Yeah, Rexa's still available. Fantastic on Dragonshire in the first place. Doesn't matter if it's the first map or if it's the 5th map. That's always going to be a consideration. And Nano with Sergeant Hammer. I mean, you already know what you're going for. I could play Ethereal, for example, if you want to use Sanctification here. And try and help Sergeant Hammer out. But now that they also know who they go up against up at the top, they, yeah, gotta check a little bit more. Anduin. This is actually kind of wild. Again, keep in mind, we're game 5, right? 40 heroes are out. And we haven't seen Diablo yet. We haven't seen Anduin yet. So even in this situation, you still have top-line meta picks available. It's kind of sweet. Now, obviously, when we're talking about other tournament formats like Meta Madness, that's a little bit different. Not only can you not play a hero more than once in the series, you also have up to 20, 25 pre-bans. Then things get really crazy. But yeah, final bans are coming in. Dynouh's boys, they hate fun, so Vikings get banned out, and we're getting another ban over on Team Sven, the final one for this match. This is for all the marbles. Essentially, the game has been reduced, or the match has been reduced to a best of 1. So, final ban is Anna. Don't want to deal with her. And this is going to tell us a lot right now. Frontline in particular. Going up against Diablo. Who are they playing? Could play a triple frontline again. They want to deal with Dibbles. But then, of course, you're running into Sergeant Hammer, and once that we have Giant Killer, if you're going just like all-out melee here, then you are in trouble. Mephisto and Alexstrasza, really nice mage for Dynouh. Alexstrasza also for some sweet heals. We have Misha then at the front for a lot. Isa and Sven. I mean, Sven still needs the side lane. He's going up against Rexa, he knows that already. These are moments when I miss Team Lopaka, because I know they would just bust out Cho'Gall again. They would have done it on the last map already. But yeah, Team Sven, Sylvanas, and Illidan. Illidan on the side lane, and we get Sylvanas. The Banshee Queen in the Banshee Cup on the final map. Absolutely fitting. Match number 2 in Group B. And Krankle, what's the choice? To go up against Diablo at the front, tank versus tank. Who's it gonna be? Oh, they go Oriel! Alright, double support. Double support. Oh my god, Dynouh. What the hell? Ladies, Dragonshire, let's go. Final map in the best of 5. Alright. Game number 5. And damn, that lineup on the blue team. The final map, it's Dragonshire, Dynouh on Falstad, Jaden on Mephisto, we have Hyde on Rexa, Krankle on the main tank Oriel, like what? And Danazovsky with Alexstrasza. Over on the right side of the map, they go up against Team Sven with Captain Rax on Anduin. We got Ether on Sylvanas. I mean, that looks pretty much like a meta build. Arion on Diablo, Sven on Illidan, and Nano on Sergeant Hammer. And just as a little bit of a side note, if they go hunt with Illidan, then this is another bounty attempt by Team Sven. Team Sven has completed 2 bounties so far. Nidus Zagara and Gazlowe. Those 2 are completed by them, and this would be the 3rd if they win it. Of course, always assuming that they actually pick it. They have to pick it, but this is a pretty standard talent for him to take. I mean, they could get Metamorphosis if they really feel like it's the better choice here for them. But the draft that we're getting from their opponents, I mean, damn, that is not something that I saw coming. So that front line is going to be more than a bit interesting. I'm definitely here for that. Super curious how this is going to play out for them. Now, Sven has gone on level 1 in the Unending Hatred, also playing around Misha there a bit. And Rexa is already dead? Yeah, but Nano's also gonna fall. Nano goes down, it's the counter kill. Kill for a kill with Sven getting away. Yeah, they're opening this up with a bit of a bang. Absolutely love this. This is great. This is absolutely great. Sven is already up on the camp, so they're starting to attack this here. But boy, oh boy. Game number 5 is always awesome. I love that we're going to the final map with it. And the comps are more than interesting. Alexstrasza with big heals. Oriel in this case going for the Righteous Assault as a level 1. So going straight on for some cooldown reduction. Sylvanas, of course, huge impact potentially in this game. Yep, she could make all the difference here. Sylvanas is a really big pick, assuming that you're getting a couple of Dragonites so that they can just rotate towards lane. So yeah, this is huge for them. And then Diablo. Diablo's the main tank. I mean, damn, he is just incredible in any game, but game number 5 even more so. So really nice. Up at the top, we have Nano still attacking. They have Sven here too. Slowly starting to get some stacks together for him. Sitting currently on an easy... well, first of all, he's dead. Sits on an easy 4 stacks, but Illidan gets swarmed and taken out. Obviously, stuns in general, your best friend when you're going up against someone like Illidan. But down at the bottom of the map, Sylvanas is starting to use a little bit of her momentum that she can get in by disabling all of the structures. And that is exactly what she does. So, yep, neat for her. So, we have still rotations happening over here as Arion is starting to move down to the bottom of the map. Problem for them is the rest of the team is also underway. And here we go. So, I mean, I really kind of like what's happening when it comes to the draft on this. But I'm still curious how well the blue team does in the later stages of the game. For now, they're threatening the first objective, so that's kind of nice from their perspective. Yeah, quick attack also against Diablo. They have to retreat from the middle. They were obviously hoping to interrupt long enough for Illidan to make a play, and that's exactly what they were able to do. So Illidan takes over at the top shrine here on Dragonshire. Nice for him. And then we still have Rexa trying to take over once more on that account. But, yep, off we go. Can they go with this right now? I mean, for the time, Illidan gets killed again. Illidan is actually starting to struggle a bit, so Sven has to be careful. This is the second time that he got killed. He needs to stack it up. He's sitting at 7. He's someone that they need in the late game to take on structures, to also take on the heroes in those team fights. But that hasn't really gone too well for them. And losing him, and now Sylvanas, obviously opens up opportunities for Dynouh's team in the middle. And they are going to be mega happy about this. They take Diablo down too. Everything is going well for Dynouh and his boys now. Get that quick Dragonite and then hope that you can do some serious work in the middle, come in and yeah, take a few of those out. So this is gonna get real interesting real quickly. I mean, Sergeant Hammer's destroyed, 6 kills to 1. I kind of keep repeating myself, but this is the MO that we've seen in every single game. Early game is the blue teams. Every time. Every single time they are the ones to absolutely crush it. So, yeah. more chances to make a few plays here, maybe. Dragonite with another quick punt, kicking Ether out, but even the fort in the middle gets destroyed. And honestly, for a first DK, that's insane. That is insane value. The first DK in the game takes a fort out. They really committed to this, and now they're taking the structures apart here. I gotta give it to them. That was solid. So yeah, solid performance, and it's getting a bit dicey. If you're a fan of Team Sven, you should be a bit worried here. Despite the fact that there's another whip, but I guess this time he gets away. They need the late game a bit more. Well, they also need level 10. Going up against an opponent with a rogue ability is rough in and of itself. Losing one fort is a bit of a setback. That's also a problem. By now we have level 10 in. That means now Mighty Gust is ready. We've got the Crystal Aegis. But yeah, time will tell how far they can go with this. At this point, the map belongs to the blue team. They're taking everything they can, one camp at a time, just dominate all of this. Illidan at least is getting more stacks together for himself and is working down the top wall, so that gives them some wiggle room. But down here, things are not looking all that great. Jaden with a nice attempt at going for an ult and the follow-up. Bit of a risk, obviously. They were trying to exploit the fact that they already have their level 10 abilities. Falset is now also flying in to apply more pressure on Sven, and that's again the end of Illidan. Another one taken down. Finally, heroic abilities also for the red team though, at least any moment. Another shrine set is active, but that's a 1.5 level lead that we're already talking about here. So they go instantly for Lightning Breath. Illidan has made a choice yet again. Could go for bounty here if they feel it. Alright, they're getting attacked again, but they take the camp just in time. That's going to help them a little bit, but they might still lose some heroes. Illidan with Hunt could start to help out here. And instead, the kill! And Anduin, he's the first one to fall. Dynouh's a bit low. Alexstrasza coming in now. Illidan with Metamorphosis. No bounty attempt by Illidan. Goes for Metamorphosis. Is trying to help out with the fight here. But Sven is again in some trouble. Might have to jump out. He still has his ult, so he can use it. And does. Once forced that. Can they get a kill? They need something here. And Sven gets murdered again. The stuns against Illidan still the best tool. At least Mephisto falls. That's one of the top damage dealers. Anduin is back on his way into the fight. Just respawned. Sergeant Hammer with attack after attack, but they're collapsing on Dynouh, trying to get the kill. Barely miss out on it. Sylvana saved by Anduin. Woo! Once more, Team Dynouh with mad momentum here. But they come in with Diablo. They're not giving up on this fight just yet. They're trying desperately to get anything. And they get control, but it's too late. Or is it? Yep, it is. The Dragonite is taken again. DK. Perfect timing, just as the minion wave comes through with the help of Dynouh. And boy, they're doing work here. The only response from Team Sven right now is, alright, we can't defend this anyways. Until we rotate, this thing is gone. So what if we just push? Let's just push. Let's go to the bot lane, take a fort out. That's at least one that we can destroy. Still got to deal, obviously, with the Bridge of Death up here at the top. But damn, son, it is impressive how the blue team is controlling this game right now. Nano, decent damage, yeah, gets punted away. They go for the Dragonite. They're also flanking in from the side, hoping that they can pick up a kill here. 22,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer. Top damage in the game, by the way. Not that it matters, but at least they have it. Yeah, Illidan, light bomb, engage, and a bit more damage here. Alexstrasza gets attacked. They're trying for Crankle, and they finally get it. Crankle goes down. Blue team retreating slowly, but Illidan wants to chase. Distance to safety a little bit higher right now, and the Mighty Gust shuts it down. But it clearly shows again what Illidan can do when he has some chase, some space to chase. And they want, with Sylvanas and with Illidan, now go for the topside fort. So finally a bit more momentum for Team Sven. 5 versus 4 now. Still a defense attempt, interestingly enough, by Team Dynouh. Press completed for Illidan is going to make him a lot harder to deal with. And he's of course going to continue the stacking process here. Diablo gets killed, did not have the stacks. So, yeah. Well, sorry, my bad. He had the stacks and lost them. So he's back on the map. Has to build them back up. 10 kills to 4 now, and they close the experience gap a little bit. I mean, nothing too crazy, but whew, It's a wild game. A lot on the line here, of course. Nobody wants to drop down into the losers match just yet. Illidan getting closer and closer to take that fort out. Sven wants it. Sven gets it. Can they get more? Can they get a kill? Misha's coming in together with Rexar, so it's going to be a 5 versus 5 if they stay to fight. Seems like they might want to. Sven again low and has to use Metamorphosis, and I think Arian didn't get the memo. Arian didn't get the memo that he would be able to get out, so he's trying to help, and instead he just dashes into 5 opponents, or they just decided to sacrifice him so that the rest of the team can escape. Either way, Diablo is gone, Dibbles is down, they still have the rest of the team. 1 level lead for Team Dynouh, and damn, we have a game. Yeah. Spicy one. Real spicy one. Falstad now down at the bottom of the map. Diablo. Well, he's going to be back soon. When we're talking about damage, we have 35,000 now for Sergeant Hammer. 28,000 for Mephisto. And, of course, with level 16, that's another real neat advantage for the team on the left side of the map. And they're hoping for another Dragon Knight. But Diablo is now back. Will have to build his stacks up a bit better. They're closing in on... They want level 16, but this is going to be a tough one. Level 16 is a while away. It's going to take them some time in order to grab that, but they want to go for another fight. And these light bomb engages with Illidan are actually kind of fun, but great gusts and great moves from Falstad just in general that we've seen so far. A lot of times he just used his ult to disengage with the team. They catch Diablo again, but Anduin ruins the play. At least they have a double control on the shrine and threaten the blue team now for once. But of course, they can still shut that down, and that's exactly what they're doing here. So yeah, they shut down the play. Gust as they force the fight, or try to at least again. Also gets bullied a little bit, so there's that. Barbecue play against Hyde, and it's a double kill. Nice. That was a neat one, honestly. That was a pretty sexy double kill that they just executed here. So they get Rexar and they get Auriel with it. And that might give them the momentum. Not only do they get level 16 with it, but they're taking over the shrines once again. And now they're starting to push towards the left, hoping that they can take some of the structures out. The teams have, by the way, the same amount of forts now. Same amount of forts. Illidan gets the Dragon Knight just before the interrupt happens. And at the bottom of the map, they're taking the camp. Team Sven, ladies and gentlemen. All of a sudden, they are starting to claw their way back into this. They're starting to do work here. Dragon Knight is just playing around his abilities. Dragon's Breath, the big focus for them right now, wants to take the fort out in the middle, as the rest of the team is pushing for the bottom wall. Trying to open that up for the keep. So, yeah, so far, so good. And they are doing okay here. That wall gets opened up. Falstad is trying to deal with the middle, but the fort is still lost, so they weren't able to save this one. Yeah, and that's pretty big for them. That's actually a huge opportunity right now, so off we go. All forts destroyed. Structurally, Team Sven has just pulled ahead. In structures, they have just now pulled ahead here. So, yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, every map, it really feels like every map, early game, bam, Team Dynouh, dominating, absolutely crushing things. And then as we're heading into the mid game, things all of a sudden shift, the comebacks are starting to happen, and the red team is gaining momentum and is trying to reclaim their position. And that's kind of what they're trying to do here. So they are playing around Illidan with the 51 auto attack hits that he now has. That's going to help obviously a ton. The more he can stack it up. Level 20 would also help. I mean, first it's going to be the blue team that grabs it. If they can get another Dragon Knight with this, even better. Dynouh, of course, wants to now barrel with his boys through lane. Maybe even at the top. Bridge of Death is always a problem, but in the middle they could open a keep. Or just simply start with the fort at the bottom of the map. Damage output, to give you guys a bit of an idea again, we got 50,000 for Sergeant Hammer, 51,000 for Mephisto. Jaden is doing a great job on this. Totally murdering the damage numbers with Mephisto, as you so often see. Half a level only until they have 20. And Diablo, out of nowhere, brother against brother. Shrines are activating again, and the timing couldn't be better for Team Dynouh. They're going to have level 20 with this. And level 20 is going to be big. Whip into the wall. Nice. Good move against the supports here. Nicely done by Sylvanas. That was an important arrow that she just fired off. Illidan gets the kill against Raxa before he joins into the fight, and now they got the distance. Now he has the time to finally work it out a bit with the distance to safety for the blue team. They get a second kill. The disengage attempts for Danazovsky, but damn, now the blue team is in trouble because here comes the attack. A 5 versus 3 against the bottom keep. They got Sylvanas, they got Sergeant Hammer, even with the level 20 in the hands of Team Dynouh. This is going to be a problem. Team Dynouh, they might lose it all here. The attack again, Illidan wants it. Aegis is already out, they're continuing the battle. Danazovsky is alive, but that bottom keep is likely going to fall now. Nano just shelling away. There's level 20 for the team. They're getting a Bolt of the Storm for Sylvanas, and they're actually going core here. 20 seconds until Mephisto is back up on the map. They want the W, they want the victory, they want to go to the winner's match, and they take it. They take them all out. 5-man team wipe. And it is Team Sven that wins the series and moves on to the winner's match with a victory on Dragonshire. GG and well played.